Are Gojo Satoru's Limitless and Sukuna's Malevolent Shrine techniques of the same level? To gauge the strength of two top-tier techniques, there is no better benchmark than Mahoraga's ability to adapt to any phenomenon. Whether it is Limitless or Malevolent Shrine, Mahoraga showed vastly different efficiency in adapting to these two techniques. During the Shibuya incident, when Sukuna first faced Mahoraga, he used his slashing attacks and Mahoraga took the hit head-on. But immediately after, he saw through the nature of the slashes and was able to deflect them with the Sword of Extermination. This adaptation speed in the manga is incredibly fast. One injury, one analysis, and it is done. However, when Mahoraga faced Gojo Satoru's Limitless, the situation was completely different. To adapt to Gojo Satoru's seemingly untouchable infinity, the wheel above Mahoraga's head had to turn 4 full times, and these 4 turns were only completed after enduring multiple forms of attacks. Ultimately, the solution he found was not to nullify infinity, but to alter his own cursed energy properties to neutralize and bypass the limitless barrier, allowing his attacks to reach Gojo's physical body. This process shows that when it comes to Mahoraga's adaptation, the limitless technique is far harder to counter than the cleave and dismantle of Malevolent Shrine. So, why is there such a stark difference in the difficulty of Mahoraga's adaptation? The answer is that the underlying logic of these two techniques is completely different. Sukuna's innate technique, Malevolent Shrine, whether it is his standard slashes or his sure hit domain slashes, can be understood as extremely sharp and invisible attacks. Kusakabe clearly stated that while anti-domain techniques like Falling Blossom Emotion cannot fully defend against them, they can at least mitigate the damage from the sure hit slashes of Malevolent Shrine. This means that with enough cursed energy output and defensive skill, it is possible to tank or mitigate the damage. But against Gojo Satoru's Limitless, a sorcerer of Kusakabe's level probably doesn't even have the right to think about how to counter it. Limitless is not a simple technique, it is the manifestation of the mathematical concept of infinity. Any object approaching Gojo Satoru slows down infinitely, never able to reach him. That is why only an attack like Mahoraga's, which can alter its own nature, can break through this absolute defense. Conventional attacks are essentially useless against infinity. Malevolent Shrine is powerful, but not to an excessive degree. It is Sukuna himself who is excessive. We all know Nanami's ratio technique is a very strong ability which forces a weak point onto any target. The concept of the technique itself is powerful, but Nanami's personal stats limit its potential. If Sukuna were to use this technique with his own stats, the power would be self-evident. Finally, there is the practical application and domain expansion of both. Their performance differs even more. In terms of practical application, Limitless is a truly offensive and defensive technique. On the defensive side, it is a permanent infinite barrier, making it nearly immune to all conventional attacks. On the offensive side, it features blue and red, as well as the hollow purple created by combining them. It can attack or defend with almost no weaknesses. As for Malevolent Shrine, all of his abilities are focused on offense and destruction. Whether it is slashing attacks or flames, they are all meant to annihilate the enemy. On the defensive side, Sukuna relies more on his own reverse curse technique and his formidable physical body, as the technique itself does not possess an absolute defense like Limitless. As for domain expansion, Sukuna's Malevolent Shrine unleashes indiscriminate slashes on everything within its range. It is a purely offensive domain. Gojo's Unlimited Void is a completely different type of domain. Its core is not attack, but forced control. Once pulled into the domain, the opponent's brain is flooded with infinite information, causing an instant shutdown. They lose all ability to act and are left standing there, helpless. Theoretically, one can counter Malevolent Shrine's attacks using Simple Domain or Falling Blossom Emotion. But if you are hit by Unlimited Void, even for just 1 second, a powerhouse like Satoru Gojo gains a massive advantage. One is a guaranteed hit within the realm of combat, while the other is a dimension-breaking strike that strips away your ability to fight. It is easy to see which one is superior. In short, while both Gojo's Limitless and Sukuna's Shrine are pushed to their absolute limits by their users in terms of destructive power, they are not on the same level. Shrine is a top-tier offensive technique that Sukuna has honed into the sharpest of slashes through his peerless personal ability. Limitless, however, is a conceptual technique based on space. It is a perfect technique that integrates offense and defense with its own inherent rules, making it a higher-order existence.